Hi there and welcome to So That God. I'm Kelly and this is a space where you can come and be encouraged to dig deeper and know God better. With the outbreak and with social distancing, we are taking some time to be encouraged in schooling our kids at home. I want to share some practical tips that will not only help you survive, but hopefully thrive. So today's homeschooling practical tip is read, 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 and then read again. We as a homeschooling family have had days that do not go as planned, whether it's doctor's appointments and errands that get in the way, or tension between myself and one of the boys over a project or a paper that's due. Things happen, and I used to get to the point where I really questioned my ability to teach my own kids and if they were learning anything at all. And I was encouraged that when all else fails, pick up a book. Because when we are reading, our brains are learning. There's vocabulary and spelling that our brain is taking in, science and history, and half the time our kids don't even know that they are learning. It is a great tool just to sit back and read together. Maybe even it needs to be apart from one another to take a deep breath. At least you know they're still absorbing good things for their brains and their hearts. So today I wanted to share with you some of our favorite books. I'll keep it short and then share links with all the books that we enjoy. I like books. We have a lot of books. Read alouds are one of our favorite things to do as a family. We pick a book, I read them, and it creates discussion over maybe what the character is going through and what they're feeling, or how we would write the story, how we would end it. A couple of our favorites, I have a whole stack of books down here, and I probably won't have time to share them all with you, but a couple of our favorite read alouds, we are currently doing Call of the Wild, because here at our house the rule is if there's a movie that has a book, the book gets read first. So we are plowing through that one right now. Another book that has a movie, but read the book because it's better, is Swallows and Amazons. And then our all-time favorite read aloud is Prince Warriors. And this is actually a 4-book series. You start with the first one and you work your way through this grand adventure that these kids have. And what I love about this book is it familiarizes our kids with the idea that there is both a spiritual world and a physical world, and they interact and they combine, and that's real. So it's a fun way to drive that truth home for our kids. Now, I have all boys, so most of our books are grand boy adventures, but a couple of girl books that we have read that have been included in our curriculum that they have enjoyed is Caddy Woodlawn and Bound for Oregon. Great stories about strong young ladies that learn marvelous lessons and overcome what's going on in their life. Now, for the boys, we have a favorite author here at our house. His name is Chuck Black, and he has written multiple series. The first one that the boys really enjoyed was called the Kingdom series. And that is followed up, and that's like 8 or 9 books, I think. But the other one that kind of goes with, it's the same characters, so it's like added to the Kingdom series, is called The Knights of Erythrae. And these are cool books because they take Bible characters and their personalities, the things that made them great, and they turn them into knights, and they wrap a story around them. So again, learning character traits. The other book from Chuck Black, or series I should say, that the boys have loved is, and this is the 3rd book, not the 1st book. I can't remember what the 1st book is called. But anyways, this is the 3rd book, Light of the Last. And this is, again, a series that highlights the difference between the physical and spiritual world and how they interact, and how, as children of God, we can overcome the enemy. I would suggest this for the older kiddos. It deals with some more mature topics, but in a very godly way. Another book that we are that we are enjoying is by Andrew Peterson. And if you enjoy C.S. Lewis and Tolkien, this is a great modern adventure, much in the spirit of Lord of the Rings and Chronicles of Narnia. But the first book is called On the Edge of the Dark Sea of Darkness. So that the boys have really enjoyed that. In fact, they're on the third book, and right now it's sold out and they're dying to get their hands on the third book. I like to read, and I have gotten into the habit because we're so busy that I get halfway through the book and I find another book that I want to read. So I have a pile of half-read books, and I am desperately trying to be disciplined and read through them. But on the same note as the kids' book, Andrew Peterson has also written sort of biographical. It's called Adorning the Dark. It's thoughts on community, calling, and the mystery of making. And it sort of chronicles his journey. He's a songwriter, musician, and author. And it chronicles his journey of what that looks like as a believer. Noah has actually, my oldest, has read this book. We're supposed to be reading it together, but he passed me. But just a lot of great food for thought. Another book that I'm halfway through is called Anonymous, and it is a look at Jesus's hidden years, 33 years, and the Bible really only talks about 3 of them. So what were those other 30 years like, and what does that mean for our walk? And then a book that I have not gotten through, but I was highly recommended, is Can You Drink the Cup by Henry Nouwen. So those are just some of the books that are floating around in our house. Whatever you like to read, pick it up, sit down with your kids, and enjoy it, because the learning is always happening while you're reading, and you're building family time, and you're encouraging one another, and your creativity grows. It's just a good thing. So when all else fails, read, read, read.